Good evening.
Good evening, Brock.
My name is Brock Thompson. My testimony is going to be a little bit different than the ones you may have heard from here. I am not a cradle Catholic like so many others. I was actually born in South Carolina, raised in a Baptist church, attended a Pentecostal church, and then ended up being baptized as an evangelical Presbyterian before I found myself here at Ascension. Needless to say, I followed the promptings of the Holy Spirit. My faith journey began at home and was modeled by a mom who always put her trust in God. I was 3 years old when she and I moved here to Virginia Beach. Growing up as an only child with a single mother, things were often very difficult. But she taught me to always rely on God in everything we do, and that His grace was sufficient. It was a lesson that I carried with me through my childhood and into my young adult years. God will always provide. Now, on one occasion, when I was a student at Lander University, my tuition was due, and we just did not have the money for the next semester. My mom and I prayed and asked for God's help, although I was thinking this was a lot to ask for. Well, lo and behold, a lady that worked with my mom, but did not know her personally, approached her and said, "I'm going to pay for your son's tuition for the rest of his time at Lander." The Holy Spirit asked me to do so. God always is providing in more ways than you could ask or imagine. I met my wife, Emily, right here at Ascension. We are both helping serve dinner to the guests at the winter shelter in the ACC. And honestly, it never gets old to tell people that we met at a homeless shelter. After we were married, I began to research the Catholic faith, and our very own Father Park and Father Dan Beeman were able to answer all of my questions. But even more than that, they were both so alive in their faith and in their love of Jesus Christ that it was undeniable. Becoming a Catholic was not a rejection of my faith that I'd been raised in, but a yes to the Holy Spirit, and an affirmation to what I already believed. Our early marriage was filled with reasons to put that faith to a test. At one point, we had 4 babies and were living in a tiny 2-bedroom condo and surviving on my teaching salary. We knew things had to change. And at that time, I'd been doing a part-time real estate for about a year. One thing led to another, and one afternoon, I told Emily, "I think it's time to make a change." With her full support, I left almost a 10-year career as a teacher and went into real estate full-time. If there was ever a time to put our trust into the Holy Spirit, it was now. And wouldn't you know, He provided for every need. Every time, every need. The Holy Spirit has been there, guiding us. Learning to trust God and follow the Holy Spirit is a lifetime journey. My wife and I have grown closer to Christ and closer to each other as we've learned to trust God in all things. It is my hope that we can pass this reliance on God down to our children, that no matter their needs, or worries, or life circumstances, there is a God that loves them. Thank you very much.